Quam, Yasharala, Quam. Hey, hey. All praises to the Most High. Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashim, Mashiach, Yahweh, Shabrakatam to the 12 tribes of Israel. Shield. Quam, Yasharala. Quam, Yasharala. Quam, Yasharala. Yo, man, let me take this. All praise to the Most High. I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah. Repent for the kingdom at hand. You understand? Deuteronomy 28 was a part of the plan. Yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah. Repent for the kingdom at hand. You understand? Deuteronomy 28 was a part of the plan. Yeah. They lied to us. Open your eyes. I'm no longer blind. I see all the lies. Yeah, we the Jews. Yeah, we the Jews. Yeah, Christ was black. And so is you. I'm telling you something that you need to hear. They change your ways. It's you that they fear. Let's come together and erase all the fear. Cross the lines and lend me your ear. All of the power was given to you. Your body movement is seeing the truth. Follow commandments and get what it's due. Follow commandments and get what it's due. Waking them up. I'm waking them up, showing them spiritual love. Waking them up, I'm waking them up, showing them spiritual love. Waking them up, I'm waking them up, showing them spiritual love. Waking them up, I'm waking them up, I'm showing them spiritual love. Quam, Yasharala. Quam, Yasharala. Quam, Yasharala. Yo, man, let me take this. All praise to the Most High. I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah. Repent for the kingdom at hand. You understand? Deuteronomy 28 was a part of the plan. Yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah, I got ya, yeah. Repent for the kingdom at hand. You understand? Deuteronomy 28 was a part of the plan. Yeah.
Coming from the next lane.
Where you gonna go? How you gonna grow if you don't make no change? You can stay the same, try the same thing, but that's insane. At war with yourself, I don't know why I wreck my brain. Y'all not gonna change still, I rap that change. Cause where you gonna go? How you gonna grow if you don't make no change? You can stay the same, try the same thing, but that's insane. At war with yourself, I don't know why I rack my brain. Y'all not gon' change still, I rap that change. Never backwards, another page, another chapter. I'm just chasing what I'm after. While you're waiting, I'ma catch it. How you hating with a passion? Better places for your passion. Don't be the cause of distractions. Like the law of attraction was as above, so below. That's for I know that I was chose. We the people, that's without a doubt. That was a secret, but now it's out. Cause I won't keep it, I hope you peep it. When the time is right, receive it. I'm no teacher, no, I'm no preacher. But like the stars, I'm trying to reach it. I'ma treat you like my own. I got a calling, I was born to put you on it. If you want it, off the corner, if you want it. Any moment could be the moment. Y'all see me going up, I'm just warming up. I'm on mature, trying to pull it foreign up. I'm more concerned what I can pull in foreign exchange. Cause where you gon' go, how you gon' grow if you don't make no change? You can stay the same, try the same thing, but that's insane. At war with yourself, I don't know why I rack my brain. Y'all not gon' change still, I rap that change. Cause where you gon' go, how you gon' grow if you don't make no change? You can stay the same, try the same thing, but that's insane. At war with yourself, I don't know why I rack my brain. Y'all not gon' change still, I rap that change. People said I could could be great, and I don't think that's a mistake, no. I accept it as my fate, hope y'all respect I had to change, though. Hope y'all respect I had to change, though. Used to want respect put on my name, like the one that gave us Lil Wayne, like I used to wanna be the nigga pull up in that thing, right? Got a mission, try to get you niggas see the damn light. Listen, it's the realest shit you hear your whole damn life. They sit in front of 12 and let them tell it you a ham, Mike. Identity, that is your enemy, what kind of friend to do that? To friend your homie, you cannot go back, not a figure of speed, that's a literal fact. Our fathers ain't show us no love, this shit whack. Our mama don't know us no more and it hurts. I get it though, cause it's part of the curse. I heard this beat put my heart in a verse. Cause where you gon' go, how you gon' grow if you don't make no change? You can stay the same, try the same thing, but that's insane. At war with yourself, I don't know why I wreck my brain. Y'all not gon' change still, I rap that change. Cause where you gon' go, how you gon' grow if you don't make no change? You can stay the same, try the same thing, but that's insane. At war with yourself, I don't know why I rack my brain. Y'all not gon' change still, I rap that change. Where you gon' go, how you gon' go, how you make no change?
Yep. Shalom.
Shalom.
You know it's Wednesday night when you see the paper stack. Ayo. Your mic muted, Aki.
I said I always wanted to do that. You feel like you know when you was little, you see the news people. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When we had real news people.
Man,
that was reporting real news.
That part.
Yes, sir.
Talk today. They ain't got no papers, no
nothing. They don't even got no real storyline.
Come on.
Shalom to everybody that is up in the chat with us tonight on the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I am Shia Yeshub. Judah, we got Ayo Ben Yahu and Banash Shalahaya. We would like to welcome you to episode 137. I just stopped giving titles to the show. We just come on.
Episode 137. Just give it the episode and number. Yes. It's all unraveling. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. This is all unraveling because we see it. It's evident. Am I not lying?
It's evident. It's all unraveling out. Ain't no need to add no subtitle or nothing else. It's all
that is the title. It's a continuous title. It is a continuous title. It is all unraveling. There's a lot that's going on in the nation of Yasharal. We want to say thank you to everybody. I see a special shout out to the Light Hebrew Magazine. I see her in the house. Shemayam Kowal. I see my man Jamil the Trunk Rattling in the house. I saw Locked and Melanated in the house. Multiverse Gaming is in the house. Hey. I know D-Elect 12 is in the D-Elect 12 in the house. Help me out, Rib.
We got Miss Mono in the building. I think
Miss Mono is in the house.
Of course. Shaka Boom. Always in the house.
Hey, Shaka Boom 80. I mean, that's like an epic name. She needs to start her podcast with that name, man.
I keep trying to tell her. She don't hear me though.
She don't hear.
Shaka Boom 80.
Not the sip.
Oh, crazy. I'm turning
podcast. Shaka Boom 80.
Shaka Boom 80. That's it. For real. But not Shalahaya. It's on you.
Oh, already? So soon. You didn't even give me time to. Okay.
All right.
I got a few announcements. Let me get myself situated over here, sir. Next time, give me an intro or something, let me know I'm coming.
He just
threw me out there. It's all right.
I'll work on that.
I appreciate it. All right. So we got a little brew news. So we have Harvest G Music presents J.O.L. Judah with his single, Who Dis. If you were at the event a couple of weeks ago, he was in the house, in the building. So he's coming out with his single. It's going to be 17th Ministry Anniversary Celebration, March 2nd, 2024. That's this weekend, 6 p.m. Central Time, One Love Lounge Caribbean Restaurant. It's a free event, but please come dressed your best in black and gold. No shorts allowed. So I feel like it's going to go down. I wish we had known about this a little bit sooner. We would probably try to make an appearance. If you are able, please go support. What else do we have? Our Fringed Up event. All right. Indeed. I got a little intro for you guys for this one.
Shalom.
Family Fest 2024. Save the date.
All right. So if you haven't already planned to go, you should definitely plan to go to attend the Fringed Up Family Fest. Truth Be Told, Flex Podcast will be your media in the house that day. We'll be there the entire weekend, bringing you information and news, and I imagine we'll be doing some interviews as well. So they need some 3MGs. And if you don't know what that is, it is basically a nice way of saying we need some volunteers in the house for various different things. Drivers, kid zone, security, parking, setup, breakdown. We definitely need a cleanup crew and trash detail. I know people don't like to clean up, but you can't have these events if you don't clean up. Need some runners, some servers and bartenders. And for the servers and bartenders, we need people who don't want to just drink what they serve and bartending. So if you're interested, please reach out to www.3mgmusic.com.
What's a runner? A gopher?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Somebody who runs, and we call them go-getters.
Oh, okay.
Go get.
Want to get more food, more coffee, whatever it is.
You should know what that is. We got 3 in this house.
Gotcha. So much to the point they asked us one time, is this the reason why y'all had kids?
No, but it's a perk. It is definitely a perk. Indeed. Yeah. All right. We have some new attire out. When you got that glow shirts and standing on Bible business, it is available at tlhmagazine.net. $30. Get yours. I'm getting mine. Hint, hint, husband. I think I want both of them.
Man, y'all started to break me, man.
I'm just saying. Beauty for Ashes.
Nice, I like that.
A really nice deal out right now. Got a little quick video for you.
Beauty for Ashes, we have the deal of the week, which is a new thing. And I want to present to you the Shalom Silver with fringes and the Shalom Red. We have silver fringes and red fringes. And this week, starting on the 28th of February to March 6th, 2024, it will be half off. So come on in, beautyforashesdesigns.com. Shalom.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were saying, sir. Uh-oh. Not there yet.
No.
Stop sharing. My bad.
Right.
That's pretty much it. And announcements. I don't have anything else for you guys. If there was something else you'd like for me to add to the podcast, any announcements that you have, feel free to reach out. Let us know. You can drop something in the chat to us, or you can send us an email.
Truth Be Told Flex Podcast at gmail.com.
Very good. All right. That's my time.
All right. Okay, there we go. I wanted to give a special shout out to Beauty for Ashes. Right now, Beauty for Ashes has dressed me for tonight's show. I want to give a special shout out because I have not thanked her properly for this beautiful hoodie that I have on, this Truth Be Told Flex Podcast hoodie. This is what I was rocking at the Drip and Sip as well, right? And the cap as well. Everything that I'm drinking out of, to be honest with you, is coming out of the house of Beauty for Ashes. So I can attest that Beauty for Ashes is going to definitely treat you right. So yeah. So please go check out beautifulashes.com. Go check it out. And this is where you can get you some top quality Hebrew apparel.
Yes, sir.
That being said, Mr. Ayo Minyahu, how you doing, brother?
Man, I am well. I am well. How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm
guys?
blessed, man. Yeah.
How was everybody out there in the audience?
Exactly. Tell us how you're doing. Tell us how you're doing.
Everybody give a 7 in the chat if you're doing good, if you're blessed by the Most High, and hit the like button.
There you go.
Better throw that in.
In that order. In that order.
Do the 7 first.
Exactly.
Like
right. And then hit the like. Yeah,
right,
we do not want to confuse you. Exactly.
7 across the board already.
Exactly. 7's across the board already. Yeah. Let me go on and hit my 7 up as well. The Truth Be Told Flex podcast. Hey, we got a good one lined up tonight. We got some great topics. The dripping sip has come and it has went, which is now allowing us to come back to our regular broadcasting. So Ayo, with the topics that we have, brother, if Bernard and myself is not able to hear the ticker, to hear the clock, let me know while I'm talking, and let me know, use something to make you know what I'm saying, to give me some explosions or something up in that joint, so I know that. Yeah, right. We know. Yeah,
this time it didn't do it.
Time is up. Right.
It didn't do it.
It didn't do it.
I got you.
Yeah. All right then. But so I'm going to turn it back over to Bernard Shalahaya, and we're going to get tonight's show on the way.
All right. So I think I may have figured out what our issue is and why we can't hear it, but I'll work on that. You know, I did my little research, but I'll work on that.
Gotcha.
All right. So next topic up. For those of you, if you have not heard this story, this is Miss Jasmine Moss. I just feel like I have to share this with you guys.
Lord.
Yeah.
Lord.
Bless her heart. Miss Jasmine Moss. For those of you who don't know who Miss Jasmine Moss is, she actually was the lady who decided that she was going to have her daughter participate in some wax jobs on some women and their hoo-has. Yeah. She her hoo-has. I feel that's a very nice way of putting it.
Right.
Right. I feel like I expressed that better than she did as a mom, having her daughter do that.
Right.
She's from Memphis, Tennessee, and she's being charged with misdemeanor child abuse and child neglect after she claimed her daughter waxed 24 women and earned over $700, reports state. So my question to you is, do you think neglect is the appropriate charge? And 2, do you think she should lose custody of her daughter?
You want to go? You want to go? While you
go ahead, Doc. Oh, I can go.
Yeah. Instagram post, it said that she had participated in the waxing of 24 clients over a span of time exceeding 8 hours. The arrest affidavit stated. And it also said that the reported images was uploaded to Moss's Instagram account, which he used to promote her hair removal services. Police say that there was 3 images posted by Moss that shows the young girl applying the hot wax to nude pubic areas of the adult. First off, let me say that there is absolutely nothing right about this at all, this situation. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing at all. But I do have a question, Ayob and Bernard, and to the Truth Be Told family. How many of us have done some straight up retarded things and we was thinking to ourselves that it was right simply because we just did not know no better? Jasmine Moss deserves to be punished without a doubt. And ignorance is, I'm not giving her any skates by whatsoever. However, her posting the pictures, and this is what I kept coming back to. She posted the pictures to promote her business of her daughter, and she stated that she waxed as many as 24 in an excess of 8 hours. She clearly didn't see anything wrong with what it was that she was doing. So this comes down to me. Great question that you have. The right charges and the right punishment. Me, myself, I don't agree with neglect. Neither do I agree with abuse. The reason why is because we have children out there that are truly being neglected, and we have children out there that are really being abused. So Fa just told me a story of a mother who took her daughter to eat. Baby mama didn't give the baby the food, ate it in front of her and made a video and said, call your daddy and tell her to buy you some food because I'm not feeding you. See, that's neglect. So no, I don't agree with the charges that she has, right? I don't believe that any court is going to be able to prove neglect or abuse in this case either. As horrendous as it is, it's very bad. But in Jasmine Moss's mind, this lady was thinking to herself, I'm giving my baby some life skills. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is one of those situations where you got the right intentions, but your actions are incredibly stupid. I have another question. If we talking about Jasmine, is it Jasmine Moss? If we talking about Jasmine Moss, what about the 24 clients that obviously did not have a problem with a 5-year-old waxing them? See, if you're going to charge the mother, they need some type of disciplinary as well. I know my time is up, so no, I don't agree with the charges. No, I don't think that she should have her kid taken away from her.
Wow, man. Boy. Okay. I agree with you wholeheartedly to answer Banab's questions. I don't agree with the charges. I heard somebody, and I can't remember what podcast I was checking out. But to answer your question about the charges, I agree with you, Sheer. I don't agree with the charges. I heard someone earlier talking about the neglect. No, but maybe they'll drop it or turn it to endangerment. I could kind of see that.
Yes.
I could see them dropping it to an endangerment because you are endangering the liberties of the child. Now, going to what she was saying, Miss Jasmine Moss, I get the intent. You want to teach your daughter how to be a boss. I get it. It's 2024. We shall overcome. I understand. Everybody want to go viral. Well, guess what? You got it. You went viral. And that's what did it. Now, to land back on what she was saying, out of the 24 clients, somebody's family member out of those 24, I think, is what you got your Virginia waxed by who? A little girl.
Right.
I think that's when a grandma or a mama was like, that don't sound right. Hey, we may got an issue.
Right.
Maybe with somebody, because now, from what I understand, IG on Facebook, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands it went, but it's been since taken down. And on X, it says that the Memphis Police Department said in the post on X that it was conducting a joint investigation with the Department of Children's Services. So I think they will be dropped to endangerment, but I don't feel she will lose custody. I believe Ma now probably will be apologetic and crying and sobbing and will rethink and retool her business brand, because that child should be I don't care if it's waxing mustaches on men or women. My 5-year-old is not going to be doing any bodily services on any adult.
Right.
First and foremost. And Memphis, what's going on? Pray for Memphis. We had the Young Dolph a couple years ago lost his life. Yo Gotti's brother just a few weeks ago, from what stemmed from Young Dolph, allegedly lost his life. We also had a famous DJ from that area was beheaded a few weeks ago.
I heard about
Memphis,
that.
I didn't
we
hear
are
about
praying
that.
for you. Seriously, there's a spirit over Memphis, and I know some of our brews, Paisley and Lenoria, they live in that area, and we pray for them because they are the light in that area, and we have to pray their strength so that they stay girded up, because something like this, they need the light.
Right.
They need the light.
Right.
So I agree with both of you in terms of I don't think it was necessary. I don't think it's necessary for her to be charged with neglect or child abuse. it's a little bit child abuse maybe, but I feel a little bit more comfortable with the child endangerment for two reasons. One, because I feel like she probably didn't know any better. At the end of the day, you have a lot of people, a lot of young women, I will say, who do things just because it makes sense in their head. You don't know what kind of upbringing she had. You don't know what was considered kosher in her family, because there are things you and I disagree on because we were raised very different. I didn't grow up saying ma'am in my house, whereas you did. Does that mean, I'm wrong compared to you? No, it's differences, right? So at the end of the day, I agree with both of you. I don't think abuse is the right charge, and I don't think she should lose custody. If anything, I think this is one of those situations where you educate.
Right.
You educate her.
Right.
Because I'd hate for her to lose her child over this, unless there's something else that comes out.
Right.
Let me throw that out there. Unless there's something else that comes out, I think if it's just over this, and I don't say that lightly, but over this waxing job, I don't think she should lose custody of her daughter. I do think she should be educated and
I think she probably should lose license. She probably shouldn't be able to conduct business, that business for a certain amount of time. I mean, it came out that her LLC was expired anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so I think they shut her down anyway. But yeah, I agree with grooming too. Whether she noticed she was grooming or not, I do agree with grooming. She was grooming. It's just terrible. 5 years old. That's traumatizing to that baby.
And now,
all right.
Yeah, go ahead. We got
We gotta move on. Sorry, guys. All right, next topic. Right. So unless you've been on the rock somewhere, you have to have heard this story.
I was under a rock until a couple of days ago.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Me too. I'm guilty.
Woo! Risa Tisa.
Bless her heart.
Risa Tessa. I don't know how you pronounce this lady's name, but bless.
Better not ask Legion. He gonna tell her that's Martha Stewart.
Stop. Okay. So for those of you who have not heard, she had a whole 50-part series on TikTok. And if you've ever watched anything on TikTok, sometimes you might have, a 2-parter or 3-parter. Sometimes I've even seen it go up to 6-part. This lady had a 50-parter where she is trying to figure out who she married. She claims she was married to a pathological liar. They have been married. They were married in January 2021 to August of 2021. Here are some things that he lied about, like just dry lying. So he lied that he was talking to his brother every single morning. He would tell her, hey, I think the brother's name was John. John told me to tell you good morning. She replied back, oh, tell John I said good morning. He was the CEO of a condiment company.
Wow.
And to me, this was the craziest part. So apparently she was pregnant and had a miscarriage and had to go into the hospital for them to do a D&C. And so he wasn't available to take her to the hospital, but they called him to let him know that she was ready to be picked up. He answered the phone and announced himself as his assistant, that he was in a board meeting, that he's claiming to be the assistant of this person. He was in a board meeting at such time. The procedure only lasted, about 30 minutes. From the 30 minutes to the recovery, she should have only been there about an hour, 10, hour, 15 minutes. She was there for 3 hours. Because it turns out that Legion was actually a forklift driver, a temporary forklift driver at that, and he couldn't get off work. He couldn't get off work to come get her. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot more to this story. If I've not gone through every single TikTok to lead up to this, because at some point I was like, it was just too much for my spirit. So I'm going to ask you guys, what are your top 2 to 3 takeaways from this situation? Ayom, I'm kicking it to you first.
All right. Oh, Risa Tisa. Risa Tisa. Oh, my top 2 to 3 takeaways. My first takeaway was the whole if your lady, woman, wife, you got married, she's had a miscarriage, and she's had this procedure, bruh, this may be the time to fly straight. Because what I feel what happened with that situation is that he could get off, but he couldn't get home or somewhere to change from a forklift vest into a suit and hurry up and get to the hospital. Like, when you pathologically lie like that, you create so many other things you got to do. Posing to the doctor as an executive assistant to tell you, that's my first takeaway. That just took me to outer space. The second was the fact that your brother's name was John, not Marcus, not Tarian, not a black male name that's 25 years or older, but John. And that didn't strike you as, hey, let me just talk to him for a second.
John.
Those are the top two.
I didn't even think about that.
The third one, this is where the house, buying the house. A $700,000 house as a temp forklift operator, and the only reason the house fell through was because the builder didn't want to build a basement, first of all. And she said she's seen the papers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, who is this dude? And I think this puts a stain on our community because it's either she is wanting a lifetime deal, or if he is just lying, either way, this is tragic, guys. I think this set us back 30 years because it just shows that men can't be trusted. Like, we can be trusted, but it's like, how do women trust us now? Like, for real. And how do men not know that our better half should see signs that we need to talk about and have a tough conversation about? That's what my takeaway from it. I'm just like, how in the world did this slip under her radar? And how are men out here doing this stuff? Like, lying like that?
Man,
that was on another level professionally. So those are my top three takeaways. Calling as executive and the black name John. Sorry.
I'm ready. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Let's do it.
I just want to. If I had my papers in front of me, I just throw my notes away, man. But the way she answered this, because my notes really don't coincide with what she asked. But I agree with you totally. When you asked what was my takeaway was Legion is for real the best liar in the world. In fact, I believe that I texted that to Ayo when I didn't hear nothing about this, like, for real. So I was that cat that was up under a rock, right? I was that dude under a rock. I had not heard nothing about this at all. But man, when I watched that and the stuff that this dude was lying about, okay, let's deal with John. She said that she talked to John, that this dude talked to John every day. He talked to John every day, and he'd be like, hey, John said hello, and she'd scream out, oh, tell John, hey, this was something that goes on every day. Come to find out, every phone call that this brother made was a lie. He wasn't even talking to nobody at all. How can you make this stuff up, man? Look, the dude got a gift. The dude got a bad spirit, for real, right. But the dude got a gift. You understand what I'm saying? Look, man, everything about this dude was a lie. She gave him the proper name, which is Legion. But let's deal with this. 50 part, 8 hour. That's equivalent to a movie and 3 sequels.
I'm telling you.
Understand me? That's what that is, man.
Sequel, and
yes, exactly. Hey, the whole series has amassed over 197 million views on TikTok alone. Every video is getting over 1 million views. So if Ressa Tessie is lying, Hey, she about to get her a deal out of this thing, and she done made up this story. Is there a legion? Is there not? I don't know. But look, this is a question though for real. Let's say that she not lying. I saw the Light Hebrew magazine say that she get on her nerves. I bet she get on a lot of people's nerves. And I done heard people say that she wants sympathy. Well, if you listen to her, I don't think that she do want sympathy. I think I'm saying in the case that this was true. If this is true, she's using TikTok as her therapist, and so many people is watching this, in my opinion, is because they can agree with what she went through. All of us have done stupid things in what we call in the name of love, man. She said off the rip that she was desperate. And she said that she did not pray, and she said that she ignored the United Nations of red flags. Look, I don't see no sympathy at all in that. What I see is I'm owning up.
Man.
But hey, what's more interesting to me is not her story. Yes. I just like to hear the lies that Legion be coming up with. Carry on.
One little tidbit of information. I don't know how true this is. I haven't been able to dig deep enough to be able to find it, but apparently he was married before. And the woman he was married to said she went through the exact same thing with him.
Catch me if you can.
Basically, everything that Risa Tisa is saying, she experienced almost the exact same thing. And what's crazy is I don't necessarily believe she's looking for sympathy either. I think one of the things that she said is she wanted to be married. And for those of us who are married, there are a lot of people who sit on the other side of the fence and see what we have in terms of marriage, relationship, a partner, and they want the same things. And I'm not saying that, marriages by far are hard work, right? But they just see the fairy tale part. When you go out on a date, they see you dressed up and sharing food and whatever it is you're doing. They don't see the argument that y'all had before you left the house about why you wearing what you got on or whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day, I don't really feel sympathy for her. I don't necessarily believe she was looking for sympathy. I think she just wanted to put her story out there to let other people know this is what she went through. And truth be told, because this is what we talk about, I actually know an individual who went through something very similar to this. There wasn't a marriage. There wasn't a miscarriage, if you will, but there was a whole, I'm going to get us a house. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do this. And behind the scenes, this dude literally was draining her bank account. Draining her bank account. She woke up one day and went from having thousands of dollars in her account to $2.12. $2.12.
Fighting.
So yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
You putting the all points bulletin.
Man, let me tell you. let me tell you.
Every cent better be put back into that account before I catch you.
Say
right.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, I don't know what you guys see when you see this individual. You may not even know who this is. But when I see him, all I see is Steven from Django.
Yes.
Who this nigga
on this day?
On that nag.
Yeah.
So if you don't know who this is the Lieutenant Governor of what state is it again?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yep.
North Carolina. Oh,
No, I moved from North Carolina, so I.
You're not claiming him, okay?
So,
Mr. Mark Robinson said that he does not believe Black people deserve reparations. He noted that no Black people today did anything to deserve anything. Our ancestors are the ones who fought, bled, and died for us to be where we are today. So-called Black people in this country, in my opinion, and I'm sure others as well, have been behind the 8-ball, even with all the things our grandparents and great-grandparents fought for. So I'm a little taken aback by his outright vitriol language that he's using in terms of how he describes Black people and what we do and do not deserve. Let me play a little a clip for you guys, just so you can hear, if you haven't already heard this, just so you can hear the language that he used.
Remember, I made this particular liberal so angry at me because I told them right to their face, nobody owes you anything for slavery. If you want to tell the truth about it, it is you who owes. It's you who owes. Why do you owe? Because somebody in those fields took stripes for you. Somebody, after those fields were ended and slavery was ended, somebody had to walk through Jim Crow for you. Somebody fought wars and died for you. Somebody lived less than because they didn't have what you have, and they did it for you. There are people in their graves right now, and they are there because they were willing to stand up and fight for you. Those folks on the Edmund Pettus Bridge carrying American flags, take that, Colin Kaepernick, living in a society that he could scarcely acknowledge, something that he has never known, living with a bigotry that none of us can imagine. Carried American flags on that bridge, and when they were hit upside the head with nightsticks and shot with water hoses and knocked to the ground, they got up and picked those flags up and kept marching. And they did it for you. Nobody owes you anything. If anybody owes, it's you. Because you've been the benefactor of freedom. You are the one that owes.
Uncle Ruckus in the flesh.
Yeah, Uncle Ruckus. Thank you, Yame. I was trying to figure out, I was like, who did he remind me?
Yeah, Yame said he sounded like Uncle Ruckus. Boy. All right. I'm not gonna spend too much more time talking about this, but the one question I think needs to be answered is, what was the entire point of him telling this story?
You want to go ahead?
I think the entire point of him telling this story was strictly for votes, and that's
facts.
That's it, y'all. So it brings to mind another politician that is running for the highest office of another gender opposite of Mr. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, and that is Miss Nikki Haley. No, I'm sorry, Miss Namarata Randhawa. That's her name. Right. So let's be real. So, Mr. Lieutenant Governor, because Nikki Haley says there was no racism in the United States, but he just said we don't get owed for what they went through. Are y'all in the same party? Are y'all on the same wavelength?
Come on now.
I think both of you a little off, and I'm just a little old me in South Carolina on the podcast, and I'm already ripping your argument apart. So let's move on. So, mister, if we are not the children of the ancestors that got treated like that and was promised money that served this country for basically free, let me pose you a story and a question. Mr. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, you are the sibling of 7 brothers and sisters, and your daddy had the most fabulous car in the world, but the next door neighbor came and stole it. Your daddy passed away. Now his children are here, and the next door neighbor's children's dad has passed away, and the children inherited the car. They suit this car up. Now it's valued at $10 million. And then them children pass away, and then their grandchildren take over the car. And now that car is worth 25 to 100 mil. Well, guess what? They stole it from you.
Great.
It was rightfully yours. But as you would say it, you couldn't recoup it because somebody else went through paying dues for that car. Your dad, which is not here anymore, put that car and made that value, and somebody else's stole it. So, brother, you just want votes. You're going to get in office and ain't going to do nothing. Nothing. So, all that screaming and yelling and sounded like Uncle Ruckus, bro, just shut up and run me them coins. That's it.
That's it.
I ain't even only need 3 minutes.
That's it.
Run me them coins, bro.
That's it. Yo. You're going to hear a lot of nigga in my thing because that's how I think about this dude. I'm just going to go on and let you know. This is that nigga, though, that will tell you that racism don't exist in America. That's just this cat. But let's first understand the Republican Party. And I agree with everything that you said as well, Ayo, to a T. Beautiful analogy as well, man. But let's understand the spirit of the Republican Party. The Republican Party is stop asking and looking for handouts and love America to a fault. Mark Robinson is playing his part to a T. Yep. He is letting it be known to all of his white constituents that he does not care about the black vote. And I do agree, though, Ayo, that he said what he said for votes. Right. But I find it a little odd because both Republicans and Democrats, the only time that they take note of us is when it's time to vote. But Mark is drawing a line and making it clear that he is separating himself from the black vote off the rip. Something similar to what Barack Obama did as well when they proposed that question to him, right? He loves America. Talking about Mark Robinson more than he loved anything else in this world. He's that ours type of nigga or that we type of nigga. You know the one. Eyes a house on burning, eyes a house burning master, or is we the sick master? That's that type of nigga. That's who he is. Now, to what he said, the only thing I disagree with, though, is the fact that he said that we are not owed reparations. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Everything else, oddly enough, almost I agree with it. And I'm going to explain to you why I said almost. He left it open-ended. He said we owe, but he never said who we owe. I agree wholeheartedly with Mark Robinson that we owe those who took strikes for us. I agree with him. We owe those who walked through Jim Crow. I agree wholeheartedly that we owe the ones who fought wars and died for us that live less than because we did not have. What we have, Mark Robinson, is correct. We most certainly do owe those people. But the reason Mark Robinson left it statement open-ended is because not only is he saying that we owe those that came before us, this Negro is also saying that we owe America for saving us. That's what he's saying. That's why he left it open-ended like that. So hit the reason America don't owe us reparation. He's a coon if I've ever seen one. Make it clear, Mark Robinson. Who exactly do we owe? Tell us who we owe. Don't just get up there and say that we owe, because people is not going to look into this. I look into stuff a little deeper than what a lot of people look. I heard what he said. Yeah. There are people that went before us. There are people that got flashlight and water hole. We owe them. But Negro, if you say that they don't owe us for what they did to us, somebody should have tricked you when you was coming off that stage. I ain't need my 3 minutes either. I'm done.
Somebody should have tripped them out.
Somebody should have tripped them, man.
Yes, indeed. All right, moving right along. Boy, all right. So this one gonna require y'all to read just a little bit. I'm gonna throw this up here, like the people say. I'm gonna put this up here and just leave it. Can y'all see that?
Lord. Yes.
Can you see what that says? If you can't, we're hiring. Did you know Starbucks offers coverage for gender reassignment surgery and more? So I'm going to stop advertising for them and take that on down. But so let me say that since 2013, Starbucks health insurance plans have included coverage for gender affirming surgery. Now, in 2018, Starbucks expanded their health insurance plan coverage to include procedures that were previously considered cosmetic, including hair removal, facial feminization, hair transplant, among others. Do y'all know what facial feminization is?
After you explained it to me.
So if you are somebody who decided you are no longer a man and you decide you want to become a woman, because that's what we do here in this country. If you are born a man, what do you normally have? Masculine features, right?
Yeah.
Facial feminization is to give you softer features. They have to give you that. through surgery.
That's crazy.
So let me just say this. The cost of gender affirming surgery is anywhere from $6,900 to $63,000. Starbucks covers this. The average cost of female feminization surgery is about $26,000. Starbucks covers this. Financial assistance for partners who are growing their families through adoption, surrogacy, and in uterine insemination is up to $40,000 per partner. The reason I put that out there is that piece right there, that just came into play a couple of years ago. So for those families who have a difficult time getting pregnant, a husband and a wife, traditionally a husband and a wife having a difficult time getting pregnant, they can have in vitro fertilization procedures done. They're pretty expensive. They did not always cover this, first and foremost. Second thing is, you don't have to, you don't get this covered by the insurance. You got to pay out of pocket for this surgery, for this procedure, and upwards of $40,000. And then the company will reimburse you. But for those other two, the feminine, facial feminization and gender affirming, insurance outright covers it. Wow. Y'all need surgery?
You got a question?
Do y'all need surgery?
Nah, what I don't need is another Starbucks. That's what I don't need. And that hurt my feeling as well, because I actually like Starbucks. And you know, and it's one of those when you
starting? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of those where when you hear, we have absolutely no idea who we trading with in this country. When we go out and we buy stuff, we have absolutely no idea what they support and what the people are about. We don't know. But when you,
I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
They bully in the StreamYard today too. They bully everything else.
But when you find out that brings a fork in the road, now you got to make a decision. Look, every dollar that you spend in places like this, when you know what they are supporting, you yourself are supporting it too. It's not one of those where you can be neutral. You cannot sit back and say, hey, that's not me. If you say that you don't believe in something like this here and you find out, I don't care how much you like it. If you find out that this is what they're doing with your coins when you give it to them, you might need to, you know what I'm saying, reevaluate if you want to continue to trade with them. Look, I'm a coffee drinker. Matter of fact, we come back from break, I'm gonna have me a fresh cup of coffee. You dig what I'm saying? I actually enjoyed Starbucks. Can't say that they coffee was the greatest. I probably got sucked in with the advertisement and stuff like that. They got their own language. I just started learning how to talk Starbucks. Like, for real, they need a whole book, right? You don't ask for a large, you ask for a venti. You don't ask for coffee, you ask for a pike. It's just stuff that I just can't pronounce, right? I just started learning. Hey, I'm just going to go on and cruise on by Starbucks, stop at 7-Eleven, and just give me a large cup of coffee. I should have known something was wrong with Starbucks anyway when you got to talking code to get some regular coffee, man. And everybody that worked at Starbucks, think about it. Don't they look like weirdos? Now it makes sense.
So I guess you didn't need your time.
I'm done. I'm just not buying no more Starbucks.
Right.
I don't even want their Wi-Fi.
So let me tell y'all something funny right before I let you go. We went to Starbucks not too long ago. There was an individual at the window when we got up there, and it was clearly on the voice on the drive-through was clearly a man, clearly. But when we pulled up, if I tell you what was standing in that window, if you saw the look on my face when I went to get my coffee, I think he realized I was stunned. And Sheer standing on the other side looking at me. I wish I was on camera so I could show y'all my face. The way he was looking at the individual passing the coffee, it was all over our face. Like, what in the world?
Yeah.
He wanted so bad to be a she, but everything on him said he.
Right.
And you know how sarcastic Sheer is.
Man.
When we got the coffee, he said, Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah, I'm that dude, man. I'm that dude.
All right, my bad.
No, you good. You took my listen. Every time I went to Starbucks, I was going to say that. I get to the drive-thru and it's, hey, welcome to Starbucks. How may I take your order today? And then I get up to the window and I'll be like, looking for that ain't you that was talking to the window, was it? The whole dude, I thought that was a female. But yeah, I think especially the rooted and grounded us, not the other crowd, like the dude we just saw, the lieutenant governor, like his crowd of folks, they're used to that type of candor and language and banter. We kind of grew up different and still in a whole different walk, so we're not used to that. Hearing the one voice get to the window saying, and that's almost every experience I've had. And it's just a few years ago, I just stopped going. Right. Because when you get there, you get the coffee, and I'm an avid coffee drinker, and then you got to get some type of sandwich or croissant or something. So I just stopped going. But this doesn't surprise me. Facial feminization, gender affirming, including that in the insurance.
You doing that on the own?
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you got $63,000, and they're going to pay for it. It seems like what the experience, like you guys just spoke about, and what I just spoke about, from the drive-through speaker to the window. This is what they want. This is how they want their staff to look. Tattoos, a spike haircut, all gelled up, and you can't really. Is that a dude? Is that a female? They got the green apron on, so body part wise, you can't really tell. They got glasses on, so this is what they want. This is what they want. All the baristas, their whole staff, management. This is what it's almost like, and I'm sure my girls in the chat or whoever's played the game before can relate. It's almost like an episode of Sims. Sims was a popular Xbox and PlayStation game where you kind of built your own community, built their work, built the home. It's almost like that. It's like the simulation. So it's not surprising, but it is. And it's no coincidence that this is coming out right around going into the election. Again, how we said on every episode, the past few episodes, they got to create these talking points for these debates in September and October. Right. One candidate has to say how we accept it. One candidate has to say how we accept it, but we're kind of against it, but we'll support it. So you got those type of voters out there. And now this young age, the people that turned 18 last year, or that's 22 that turned 18 4 years ago, or that's just turning 18, this is their target audience.
Of course.
This is what they want. Look at Hunger Games. How they look, all the people had these funky hairstyles and everybody looked weird except the ones that was out there in the districts. Everybody that was in the city looked weird haircuts and mustaches and beards and funky hairstyles. This is where we're headed, guys.
This is the society we're going to. You're right.
This is where we're going. So yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think it's unnecessary, but it's necessary because we're set apart, but the world is not. The world is gonna be the world. So all praise for being peculiar and a set apart nation. I love it.
Right.
Peculiar in the right way.
For that. Yes. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm done with Starbucks, man. Like I say, I think 7-Eleven coffee is better anyway. And I ain't gotta have a dadgum piece of paper in front of me reading out what it is that I want. Hey, let's go to our first music break. We're gonna come back.
I just want some coffee.
That's all I want. Just give me some coffee. That's all I want. Just some coffee. We're going to hit our first music break. We're going to come right on back, people.
Yeah. He that endure to the end, the saints shall be saved. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Another year, here I'm tired. I'm trying to stay on fire. I don't even want to be admired. All I want to do is feed my child. Said death to that old man. I didn't want to bring up my priors. Open up my file, trying to put me on trial. I'm like, damn, why you want to put me on trial? They like, nigga, what you doing reading the Bible? If the Lord can't heal the blind, it don't take hook, don't phonics. But a dumbass need a bridle. It's a link in my bio. I'm gon' prosper, but the weapons gon' form constant. Yeah, your ship gon' rock, boy, the weather gon' get hostile. Snakes in their disguises, the false spreading imposters. See you becoming a diamond, but rather you be on nonsense. But you guys, that's your mindset. Use your eyes and start realizing they don't want you going a mile. They hoping you throw in the towel, yeah. Cause you gossip, boy, you gossip. They gon' gossip, tell them lies, yeah. But you don't care, you just keep on going. Cause now you got the key and it's enduring. I like you flowing, yeah, I like your style too. They see what's inside you, but still wanna doubt you. Then they get around you, it's undeniable, so they undermine you. Yeah, you got that glowing, now they wanna cloud you. You just tryna grow in, bloom into that flower. So you try to go in, but now they wanna follow you. You do what you knowin', just turn up the volume. Now you's a threat to whoever you singing death to America. Ooh, you can't say that is you crazy, boy, that's hate speech. They gon' find you and defame you, they might cage you, get obey you. But if they slay you, that's okay, yo, that's alright. If that's my lot, they kill my body. Go to my father, go out with honor, die a martyr. Tell my daughter, tell my son, at least they daddy stood for son. He wasn't no fool, he wasn't no dummy, he wasn't no coon or Uncle Tommy. Saved his soul, he spake the truth, he said it bold. He couldn't be bought out, now be sold. He wasn't no hoe, he stayed 10 toes down, he ain't fold, no. He was God's sent, he was God's son. Use your eyes and start realizing when they don't want you going a mile. They hoping you throw in the towel, yeah. Cause you God's sent, that's your mindset. They gon' gossip, tell them lies, yeah. But you don't care, you just keep on going. Cause now you got the key and it's enduring. I just wanna be loved how I give love. But whoever check on the healers. Some days I wanna give up, I get up. But it ain't just about me, now it's bigger. And instead of trying to get ahead, set my kids up. Pray the Lord take me up, take my kids up. Bow my head, ask him to block my sins out. Lift my head up, then where'd all my friends go? Maybe I should keep saying I'm black, and I'll be accepted for that. I'm Jacob, so I'm gon' perform. Ain't naked, no, I won't conform. If you got an ear to hear, I ain't gotta spare the fist. So I'ma speak this truth bold to my family. Won't D-Jack, Ice Cube, Nick Cannon me. Cause I'm Godson, that's my mindset. Use your eyes and start realizing when they don't want you going a mile. They hoping you throw in the towel, yeah. Cause you Godson, or you Godson. They gon' gossip, tell them lies, yeah. But you don't care, you just keep on going. Cause now you got the key and it's enduring.
Yeah, I like that collective. I like that.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Shouts to my brother in the chat, Nick Arturo White, man. That's my brother for Kannapolis, man. My baby brother, my youngest brother, man.
That's what's happening, man. Yeah, all praises that you up in here. We'd like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, Nick. Couldn't help but to notice your message as well. New music on the way. Gave you directions where to send it to, brother. We will run it, and you are absolutely right, Ayo. We need to get them on the show.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep going. What we got?
Okay. All right. Next topic. On our hit list today. So if you had AT&T, we were in a real live leave the world behind situation in real time last week. You probably know exactly what you were doing or where you were when you found out that you did not have cell phone service. And the initial story that came out was that it was a cyber attack. Then they started crawfishing and came back and said that it was an update that went wrong. Somehow the update didn't do what it was supposed to do. And I don't know if anybody has T-Mobile or Verizon. Those weren't initially reported, but then later we started hearing reports of T-Mobile and Verizon. And then I found out a couple of my coworkers on Saturday, that same Saturday, had the same issue with their phones. It wasn't as widely spread as AT&T, because AT&T was, I don't care where you were. If you had AT&T, you had no cell phone service. And this was hours at a time. So my question to you guys is, do you think it was a cyber attack? Do you think it was a update gone wrong? Or do you think there was some other sinister act at play?
Go ahead, Doc.
I don't know what it was, to be honest with you. Cyber attack, an update going wrong, if it was a sinister attack. I don't know. Yeah, all of that would be what speculations, but this is what I do know. This is what Wisdom of Solomon 4:8, chapter 4, verse 8-9. It says, "For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, nor that is measured by number of years. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age." Reason I read there is a lot to be learned from the older generation. We talk a lot about the New World Order, while very few don't realize we're already knee deep in it. We need to stop waiting for it and understand that the New World Order is here. There was a 69-year-old lady by the name of Alexandra. She was from Virginia. And guess what? On that day, she had no problems. She didn't have no hiccups on that day. You know why? She got a landline phone.
Come on now.
This is what she said. Don't get me wrong. I like cell phones, but I'm old school. According to the most recent estimates, let me give y'all some numbers here. From the National Centers of Health Statistics, about 73% of American adults in 2022 lived in a household where there were only wireless phones, no landlines at all, while another 25% were in households that had both. Barely over 1% had only landlines. Contrast that to the estimates of 2003, where fewer than 3% of adults lived in a wireless-only household and had at least 95% lived in homes with landlines, which have been around since Alexander Graham Bell, right? Among most age groups, the large majority were wireless-only, except for those 65 years and older. The only group where less than half were estimated to only use cell phones. There are people like Rebecca Witter, 74 years old, Pennacook, New Hampshire. She has both types. She got a cell phone and she got a landline. She says, but I prefer to use my landline. She got a basic cell phone in case emergencies when she's away from the home. I guess you could call me old-fashioned, she said. Sound like Alexandra, right? I'm not good with computers or electronics, so a landline is good. This is my point. You asked, cyber attack, update going wrong. I don't know. But what I know is that if the cyber attack do happen, guess who's going to be all right? Old people. AT&T. AT&T is the largest carrier in the country with over 240 million subscribers, man. U.S. population is estimated at 334 million. And at the peak of these outages, around 73,000 folks was affected. So what I'm saying, just like I said, it may not have been a cyber attack. It may not have been an update malfunction. It could have been something else devious. But hey, old people is gonna be all right. Go ahead. Yo.
Man, listen, we woke up that morning and was most definitely like, what? We don't have a landline here in the house, but we will be working on getting something like that, because in the event of, in case something do happen, some type of event, leave the world behind. That was the first thing we thought about. Like, oh wow, what is going on? So here's a couple. I had it. Oh, okay. Here's a couple numbers. I want to run these numbers by. AT&T says that these are the amount of, well, I thought I had it. But basically, AT&T broke down by the city on how the coverage was affected. And in Houston alone, it was 25,000 reports. That's just what was reported. It was 24,821. There were other cities. Indy was 11,000. Atlanta was right behind at 22,000. That was just what was reported. And again, how did you report? So they were saying, they were encouraging Wi-Fi calling, or you could still use your internet or Wi-Fi. And it was pretty much, it was almost, now not in our house, not in your house, but it was almost chaos and pandemonium out there. People was losing. And that's just because you couldn't call out. Now, truly ask yourself, how many people do you actually talk to on the phone, opposed to how much internet use you use?
Right.
See, there's a difference when the phones are out and it's opposed to the internet.
Right.
Now, I did come across some stuff. It is alleged. I heard a podcast that supposedly had an AT&T worker, and they did confirm that it was not a cyber attack, but it was a software bug, but that the cyber attack to the software bug is on the way. He said it's basically like a kill switch. The AT&T worker, engineer, and a software programmer. He said it's basically a kill switch, and he said it's coming. The day is coming where somebody, whether it's outside or inside, is gonna hit that kill switch, and it's gonna knock out the cell phone towers, all the cell phones, and the internet. Now, it'll be interesting that I'm sure a lot of those houses have landlines, just like this one will have a landline soon. It's going to be very interesting if and when that day comes, that the landlines will be crossed up because of so many trying to use them. I've always thought, how would it get back to the 70s and the 80s and the 90s?
Right.
All that has to happen is a kill switch like that, and we'll be on landlines and analog TV before you know it. So, yeah, to answer your question, I truly think it was a software bug. I don't believe it was a cyber attack. But like I said, allegedly it's it's coming.
All right. Well, next topic up. So this one I specifically didn't put a picture up. I intentionally did not put this guy's picture up because one of the first things that came out after the Kansas City parade shooting was a picture of what to me looked like a black man that they had hemmed up with a red warm-up suit on. This dude said that picture essentially ruined his life because there were so many people that took the narrative and ran with it.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Took that narrative and ran with it. One of my biggest arguments is how news outlets are more concerned with being the first to report more so than they are the actual truth. I would rather have the truth than a false narrative that later has to be cleaned up, because what happens is our brains are wired to believe the first story we hear, and we base all other information that comes later around that story. Human nature is to try and make things fit into the story we want to believe. The original person, like I said, they said was an illegal immigrant, but it turns out reports later confirmed that it was a dispute between two individuals. So I don't really have a question for you guys, more so than just what are your thoughts on the overall situation that happened with this shooting, the shooting in general, and then maybe the guy who was initially named or pictured in this incident.
Go ahead, up.
My opinion of the shooting, out of all of the shooters that we done had here of late, my opinion of this particular shooting, it says false flag written all over it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There is very little about anything that is being reported out of Kansas City on that particular day that sounds believable. To me, that was, again, like we always say on this show, this was a political stunt for votes again. And I think that it was a false flag that went bad. I don't think that they rehearsed it out well enough for them to carry it out to the extent that they wanted to. And this is the reason why it was so much. And this is why, to me, it was so easy to see through it being a false flag. Now, as far as this dude, in my opinion, the fact that he was detained and handcuffed is a narrative that we see with African-American men all the time, man, in events like this here. Think about the majority of mass shooters. They're white people. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, so now we got a shooting in Kansas City at a parade. We're about to post a face of a black guy up off the top, and it was so early when they did this here, right? They couldn't have had no information at all about who the shooter was when they did this here, and you got this black guy sitting here handcuffed on the ground, and you got this image of him, and I can imagine that it did ruin his life, because people now looking at him as the guy who ruined the Kansas City parade, right? We got this guy by the name of Tim Floyd Bruchette, who is a Republican representative from Tennessee. He X'd out one of the Kansas City Chief Victory Parade shooters has been identified as an illegal alien. You know how fast that went out? That went out pretty much as soon as it happened.
Yep.
Tell me, where in the world did he get that information from? This is another reason why, to me, it feels as if it is a false flag. Everything was moving entirely too fast about this. To me, when they planned the parade, I believe that they planned the shooting as well. This is what I've been asking my wife from the time that it happened, Ayob. You had over 1 million people out there, though they say, I know it was a lot of people. Gunshot rang out. People do what is natural. They start running. They had snipers and stuff on the rooftop. My question has been from the beginning, who's to say that Kansas City police didn't start the shooting? Who's to say that they did not start the shooting? The guys that they have arrested, how many images of them have you seen? Go try to Google them. You're going to be getting all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff on these cats that they're supposed to have arrested. One of them got a GoFundMe thing to help with his medical stuff. So yeah, false flag. That's my opinion.
All right, I agree with you, Ak, and I'm a expound off and land back off exactly what you just said to make it solidified and justified as probably that. And Banaf, you said something going into the false flag. You said something a while ago. You said the media were painting narrative, and they've done studies that the first thing we hear, humans hear, we run with that, and our brains somehow stick to that. And then everything else, as more truth comes out, we still will kind of take bits and pieces of that truth. But if that first thing was a lie, we'll wholeheartedly stick with that. Now, it says initial images of Denton Loudermill. Now that is a American name, right? He's been a fan of Kansas City, a father of 3 in Olaf, Kansas. He said the initial images of Loudermill in cuffs led to rampant online speculation about his involvement in the parade violence. One viral Twitter, now called X, post claimed at least one of the Kansas City Chiefs parade shooters identified as, get this, Sahil Omar, a 44-year-old illegal immigrant Biden has failed to protect America from invasion and terrorism. That's what it said. I didn't write that. That's what it said.
Right.
Now, so X, or folks on Twitter, was blaming the current sitting president over the border crisis, and they hooked the parade shooting. Now here's check this. It says right-wing extremist Republican U.S. Representative Ken Burchett spreads the egregiously false and racist lie that Denton Loudermill is an undocumented immigrant. This is a politician. It said a right-wing website fact-checked it. It says the rumor rocketed across X and other platforms, with the first post popping up just hours after the mass shooting at the NFL's champion February 15th victory rally in Kansas City, Missouri, which left 1 unalived and 22 injured, including children as young as. Within a day, Sahil Omar was trending on X, phoning on his Twitter. You see how fast that caught fire?
Right.
They saw him, the light-skinned dude, in handcuffs, and put Sahil Omar, an immigrant name, to it, and they just ran with it.
Exactly.
Now pictures are coming out, like you said, there's no pictures of these dudes. So then you think, oh, false flag? Hearing what Sheer just said, hearing what Banal said about the media, now hearing what Ayob saying, oh, wow. It would make sense. They had it set up and something went wrong. Because again, like we said on each top, they got they got to have these talking points in these debates coming up, guys. They got to. One politician has to say, oh, we protecting you. The other color, whether it's red or blue, either way, got to say, oh, he's not protecting you or she's not protecting you. Let me protect you, and this is how. They didn't explain the how to how we're going to protect. These talking points. False flag all day. Crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
And to go real fast, but I know we press for time, but to go real fast, understand with the illegal alien point, what the politician said and what Ayo was bringing out. All of this stuff is playing hand in hand. all of this stuff. This is why he tweeted that out as fast as he did, illegal aliens, because you were playing with the emotions of these people and what it is that they think. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's crazy. Crazy.
All right. Great segue, Ayob, into taking a narrative and running with it. More specifically, the operative word there being running. If you like tennis shoes, if you a sneakerhead, if you like the latest and the greatest, I got something for you. There is a shoe that is just sitting and waiting on you to buy. Y'all ready?
Oh Lord.
You gotta get you these Trump ones. Woo. Get you a pair of Trump ones. Woo. They have high top, they got them in low top. $200 a piece. What say you?
$399. They didn't went down?
$200 a piece is what I said. What say you?
Go ahead, Doc.
I say them Jones look like wrestling and boxing shoes to me.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I Donald Trump, get your bag, be a great businessman, but you can no longer run off. I'm not a politician. You are now a politician, bro. You're a politician, whether you want to say it or not, whether you blue or red. I do believe that he will win this upcoming election. If there is an election, I do believe he win. I don't vote. I vote for the Most High. That's what my vote is for.
Facts.
I do believe that these shoes again was a ploy for the vote. You got you had the Fox News guy saying that black people love sneakers. And I mean, he may have a point, but it ain't for him to say that. So now you have Donald Trump, which all the controversy, the election, he waited. Now, again, I don't agree with what he be doing, grabbing people by the feet, all that stuff. If you want to classify how the Most High classified, it's sin, adultery, whatever, all of that. So he waited to the right time as a PR move to bring these shoes out. Because all the court controversy, Fannie, I keep calling her Fannie Mae, Fannie Willis, and that trial, call her Fannie Mae. So he, as a PR move,
I'm a name to that.
I'm telling you, as a PR move and a business, I got a business degree. Brilliant. Man, his PR team is brilliant. They waited for the perfect time, and these shoes were sold out. What, share 2 hours? 2 hours?
Man, an hour.
An hour at $399 a pop.
Wow. Yo.
You know how much money at $399 a pop, over 1 million shoes sold? So again, as a politician, as a PR move, brilliant. But as an actual person and man, I don't agree with what he be doing, what he be saying. I think he will win the election. But as far as these shoes, they ugly. I'm sorry. They look like wrestling and boxing shoes. I mean, and from what I see online, a lot of us bought them. Hey, I mean, to each his own. They're not necessarily my cup of tea. And that's my 3 minutes. I don't need those. I wouldn't buy them. I'm not going to buy them. You won't see me with them on. You won't see me around them.
Right.
Yeah, Apollo Creed will be wearing those shoes and rocking.
Yeah.
I yield.
Living in America.
Yep. Say it's hard.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Go ahead and start it over.
I got you.
Yeah. Trump right now, Ayob, but not this brother is bulletproof, man, and he know it. Let me put this disclaimer out here right now. I vote for the Most High. I'm not red. I'm not blue. I'm not A. I just sit back and see what color they gonna paint the wall. But Donald Trump is he is Frankenstein's monster. Yeah. What you see with Trump is what they created, and now they have no way of controlling it at all. The more they throw at Trump, the stronger he come back. With all the candidates that are running for office, and I'm talking about from local levels all the way up to the federal levels, telling me who is doing better than Trump right now. This guy's doing stand-up and roasting your current president on his campaign run. And I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty funny to me, man. And to make a shoe and name it Trump Hawk and price it at $399, and that shoe sell out in an hour, you know what? Trump is on cruise control.
Yeah.
Best thing they could have done with Donald Trump was left him alone. They done made Donald Trump the same thing they did with Bonnie and Clyde, with Frank Nitti, with Al Capone. They done made the bad guy an American hero. And unless they lock this brother up, he died natural causes, or they kill him, Donald Trump, that is your next president.
Again.
Tell me, who gonna beat him?
Nobody.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
Who gonna check him? Who gonna check him?
And
Sleepy Joe?
Exactly.
Right. Sleepy Joe, 217 years old, and real quick, now Barack Obama,
we give him a new age.
He get older then younger than back older. Now you have a lot of the liberals and Democrats. Barack Obama is now so-called concerned about his age and his companies. Bro, y'all know he gonna lose. Don't do that now.
Right.
Don't start coming out now concerned. He's gonna lose. You know that. He's not gonna beat Donald Trump. Nikki,
He's not.
Nimrata Rwanda is not gonna beat Donald Trump.
Right.
None of them are gonna beat him. So
he is definitely on cruise control.
Yeah, that brother, and he know it, man. Say, man, that brother had a whole stand up. He
was, y'all, on his speech, he was roasting Biden. He was talking about how he be pointing. He was turning to the side and pointing. I was like, man, he was wearing Biden.
I personally would not buy those shoes myself either. But if somebody gifted me a pair, I would take them because you know I'm a collector of things. They gonna be worse than money.
Them shoes gonna be worse than money.
They gonna be worse than money.
Them shoes gonna be that's an investment.
When is the election? Is it November 10th? November 10th?
Yeah.
Well, the morning after the election when he win, them shoes gonna be worth.
Man,
what you talking?
Man, yeah. Now that you said that, I might buy me a pair, man. Hey,
boy, don't say that out loud.
You got on the pair right now, bro.
strike that from the cup.
This is live, sir.
Hey, when y'all see me sitting up in Africa, I done moved away from here. Y'all know how I did it.
Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
I'm just
yes, indeed. Nah, you good, brother. Hey, let's go ahead and hit the next music break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna get it going. Yeah, that was good, man. That was real good. We got a couple of stories, so hopefully by the grace of the Most High, we'll be able to get to them. Let's go to this music break.
Never want this feeling to be over. Yeah.
Yeah, Obadiah say, look, telling y'all, I came across that music and instantly got hooked, brother. Hey, somebody asked me what did I bring back from the drippy sip? Obadiah Yahoo.
Right. It's that Obadiah.
And it's on
Yeah,
repeat.
man.
Yeah,
So,
Obadiah. Yeah, that's some good
young and up
stuff.
and
I
coming
see Shaka
artists.
Boone say that's one of her favorites. I like that coffee. That coffee and that one, those are my two. Yeah.
Yeah, that coffee.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tough.
All right, let's get to it, man.
All right. Beyond Critical Race Theory. Yeah, so this is a good one. Not long, but I've never heard of this guy. We're gonna get right into it. Lorenzo Dow Turner. I looked into this dude. What this dude was and it seems like he was on to something. But I don't know, as you can see, the Africanism in the Gullah dialect. And if a lot of folks don't know, in the diaspora, the Gullah Geechee language from Charleston, South Carolina, through Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, all the way down through Louisiana, the dialect, the pronunciation, enunciation, and the changing and twisting of the words and the tongue, it's really unique, and it is from a Paleo Hebrew or Arborete. So let's get into it. He was on to something, and I think as he was getting older, he may have kind of weaned back his research because he was maybe making a lot of folks mad. But you will see why. Let's get into this article. So again, shouts to African Archives on X, formerly known as Twitter, for their research and the development of their website. Lorenzo Dow Turner was an academic and linguist who conducted seminal research on the Gullah language of the coastal South Carolina and Georgia. He earned a master's degree from Harvard and a PhD from the University of Chicago. He taught at Howard University from 1917 to 1928 and Fisk University from 1929 to 1946. Traveled to West Africa identifying, get this, over 300 Gullah loanwords, which was Mende, Vav, Falani, and 4,000 personal names. He published his findings in his book, Africanisms in the Gullah Dialect in 1949. He headed the English department at Howard University in Washington, D.C. from 1920 to 1928. Later headed the English department at Fisk University. His accomplishments within his career in academia include the creation of the African Studies curriculum at Fisk in 1943 and the participation in the early African Studies program at Roosevelt University in 1946. Turner is best known for his research on the Gullah language or dialect, a provincial language spoken by descendants of African slaves in coastal South Carolina and Georgia. Later in life, Turner played a role in founding the training program for the Peace Corps volunteers going to Africa. He was born on October 21st, 1890. Get this, it's crazy, in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, which is about 2.5, 3 hours from Kannapolis or Charlotte. His parents, Rooks Turner and Elizabeth Friedman, emphasized the importance of education while raising Turner and his 3 brothers. His dad, Rooks Turner, earned a master's degree from Howard, and 2 of Lorenzo's brothers also earned graduate level degrees in the 1940s. Wow. Which is unusual for that time. Lorenzo earned a master's degree from Harvard University in Massachusetts in 1917 before enrolling in the University of Chicago in Illinois, where he earned a PhD in English literature in 1926. He taught at Howard University and ended in 1928. After leaving Howard, Turner unsuccessfully, that's where it takes a turn, tried to establish the Washington Sun newspaper, which closed within a year. Now, out of all that success, how did he not get that newspaper off the ground? That's suspicious. Yeah, exactly. That's why I say this. I think they seen what he was doing, and again, he was connecting the dots. He was on to something.
Right.
Yep.
It seems like he knew certain people back then. It seemed like he was on to something. It says in 1929, Turner first heard Gullah speakers while teaching at South Carolina State University, which is a well-known HBCU. This experience would lead him down a long journey of research into the Gullah language and its origins. Eventually, he would be known as the father of the Gullah studies. Turner's research, which began in the South Carolina and Georgia Low Country, would eventually extend to, listen to this, to Sierra Leone in Africa and Brazil in South America, along with other areas nationally and internationally where Creole and African languages were influential. Man, Turner investigated the influence of African languages on the dialects spoken by Gullah speakers in their isolated communities. By doing so, he exposed the complexities of the African diaspora in America and how it pertained to the cultural assimilation. See, again, he was on to something.
Yeah,
he was connecting.
You can't keep doing studies like that and not
right
and not run into. Yeah,
there you go. That's exactly what I came with. As I was going through this, I was like, he was on to something. It says in 1949, Turner published his well-known work, Africanisms in the Gullah dialect. His arguments were so convincing that his thesis, Gullah speakers are influenced by African languages, faced little criticism. To this day, this classic work is a symbol of the diaspora influence among African descendants in America. Turner's research also solidified his reputation as a founding figure in American linguistics and African American studies. Lorenzo Turner retired from Roosevelt University in 1970. He passed away in Chicago, Illinois on February the 10th, 1972 of heart failure. He was 81 years old. Yeah. It's very interesting. I want to do some more digging and find out. I want to go get that book and read it because, again, it just seems like he was shut down a couple times because he was connecting the dots from the West African region, or what they changed West Africa from Negro land, and two, he was connecting the slave ships coming to Georgia, South Carolina, and Louisiana. He was on to something. I truly believe he was on to something.
He had to been on to something.
Yes, he was connecting the dots, and that's what struck me about that article as I started reading it, and that's why I wanted to bring it out, because again, I had never heard of him, and again, I truly feel in my heart I'm gonna do some more research, but he was on to something. What do you guys think?
That he was on to something. Most definitely. Get that Geechee language. You said it earlier. I don't know a whole lot about Geechee language, but what I do know, you said it earlier that Geechee is Hebrewic, Paleo Hebrewic, and I've met a couple of brothers that speak that Geechee, and this is the strange thing, that they know it's Hebrewic, which means that they know who they are as well. And so you got so many of us that scattered down there in the South, because that's mainly where it's spoken. You gave the region of where it was spoken at, that scattered down there that absolutely know. And you gotta ask yourself the question. Here it is, 2024. We still got individuals walking around here our age and some of the younger that's still speaking Geechee.
Right.
That's been handed down. From generation to generation to generation, which gives me the understanding of what you were saying, that this brother was on to something. There's no way in the world that you can go through that mass of a study and not run into the truth. How do you think that we came into the truth that we in? Somebody got to studying and come to find out, hey, the people of the Bible are the same Negroes that was getting off them slave boats.
Right. And so, the tribe that struck me, we talk about the Yoruba, we talk about the Ethiopians from Solomon, but the Fulani.
I heard you say that. Yeah.
When I read that, that's what interested. I said, okay, let me read this, because that's one of the tribes of and Yoruba from the northern to West Africa.
Right.
That settled in Sierra Leone, Cape Verde. Lagos, Nigeria, the Slave Coast, Gold Coast, all of that, and the Congo. So, man, I'm gonna do some more, because is that, and I want to read that book. I want to get that book.
Yeah, that was the great great beyond critical race theory, man. We appreciate that, brother.
Absolutely. Pleasure. All
Lorenzo Dow Turner.
Yeah,
what's the name of that book one more again?
Africanisms in the Gullah dialect.
Gotcha.
Africanism.
I forget what year that map was, but it tells you that it was called the land of Judah too.
Yep.
Right up in there in Negro land, right there on the coast.
Yep.
It was called the land of Judah. I got a picture of it somewhere.
They then changed it from the J to the O, which is now to this day Oweda.
Right, which is
right, which is where that Fulani dialect in that Gullah Geechee come from.
Right,
and if you talk about the coast of Florida, the Florida State Seminoles, and we talked about Tuscaloosa, both of those words mean black.
Right,
and that's what they spoke.
Right, that's exactly what they spoke.
He was connecting something, bro.
Yeah. And I want to excuse everybody. I got something in my throat. You know, my wife been beating me up over here. I can't. I mean, if it come, I gotta clear it. So,
really, when you hit that, I thought I was like, did I say something?
My mama used to say better out than in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Let's get it going. Let's get to one of these topics.
All right. So, Baytown police officers. Whew, this one is a doozy. So, assault charges dropped against 2 Baytown police officers alleged to have beaten a man in 2019. I'm going to go so far as to say it wasn't even alleged. They beat this man. Samuel Surratt and Teddy Sims, both 30 years old, were charged with aggravated assault by a public servant for using excessive force and making a wrongful arrest of Kendrick Crawford while they were working for the Baytown Police Department July 6, 2019. Crawford's attorney, UA Lewis, claimed in Harris County court documents that her client was thrown to the ground by the officers, punched, struck multiple times with a stun gun, detained without probable cause when he parked outside of an HEB grocery store, and approached by the officers who conducted a search of his vehicle. I didn't really get into a whole lot more information than that because the sheer fact that they beat him the way that they did, there's no allegedly, they beat this man. How many times are we going to keep seeing this by police officers? Doesn't matter where they are, who they are. This is a constant theme, it seems like, in our community. This doesn't happen to white people. This doesn't really happen to any other races. Every now and then you might have a Hispanic that this happens to, but it's always us this happens to. And the officers almost inevitably always get off. Having said that, I remember vividly May of 2020 when we saw something very similar to this happen to one of our brothers, right? What was the theme during that time?
What was it with George Floyd? I forgot what the thing was.
the theme?
I can't breathe.
Not just I can't breathe, but it's different this time.
It's
different this time.
Yeah.
Here we are 4 years later, almost 4 years later, 2024, and we're still going through the exact same thing. How many more of these are we going to have to go through? And the problem here also, they didn't necessarily lose, if you will. What happened to them is they can't practice law in Texas. I mean, they can't be police officers in Texas anymore, but they can go anywhere else they want to and do the same thing. Same thing. So, what did you guys get from the story when you heard about it?
That's just a hell of a plea deal, which is the title of this topic. I mean, the body cam of Crawford's 2019 arrest, it says, the article says it was released. He says that he was beaten, he was choked, tasered over and over. Kendrick Crawford said that. Now they released the body cam, but everybody know when they doctor that stuff, and then once they release to the public. Now the attorney says that there is unreleased video, and that that it can't be, there's no comparison to the public version, and that you can see in that video that he is not resisting.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. That's what the
That's what
attorney
he
said.
said.
An attorney that has passed the bar exam and that has passed all the legal requirements to become an attorney and practice in this United States of America. He said with his own eyes, he was not resisting. So, as Bernal said, and I'm sure I'm going to throw it to Sheer here in a second, what struck me again, we've had, and Trayvon Martin's anniversary, well, I don't want to say anniversary, but the remembrance of his passing was just a couple days ago in 2012. Yep. February, I want to say it was the All-Star weekend. He was going to get, so from 2012, you've had Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Michael Brown, George Floyd. What's the young man that
Freddie Gray.
Freddie Gray. So many others, and you know,
Sandra Bland,
and then you had the recent deaths in Mississippi where the graves were discovered. I mean, all of this stuff. You think about the movies Mississippi Burning. You think about Emmett Till, and it's just. And then you go back to when Mashiach had to flee to Mitzrayim from the Herodian government, and it's just like. The parallels is just crazy. Man. And it just keeps happening. And then the fact that these officers got a plea deal to not be officers in Texas. So they can go right to Missouri, blend right in, and make another 55, 60 grand and be a sheriff in a little county where nobody ever noticed.
Missouri, man, they can go to an adjacent state. They can go to New Mexico. They can go to Louisiana. They can go to Oklahoma. They can go to Arkansas, right there on the border. We got a city that's called Texarkana because Texarkana is both in part of it is in Texas and another part of it is in Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? And you know, his attorney guy said that the description of the unreleased video that Ayo was talking about, he said that it was like a PG movie versus a rated X movie.
Yep, that's exactly
comparing the video that they actually released to the public, that's PG.
Yep.
But the unreleased footage, he said that was like X-rated, you know.
That's what he said.
I'm going to repeat because it needs to be repeated. What Kendrick Crawford himself said. He said that he was beaten. He said that he was choked. He said that he was tased over and over and over again. Now, listen, if what they gave the public was PG and what was unreleased is X-rated, why do you think they came to the officers with a plea deals? These are the questions that needs to be asked. They said it was very disturbing. It was horrifying. His attorney said it was a full mask of blood over his face. He said that his eyes protruded from his face like the size of golf balls. So the DA came to the officers with a plea deal so that the assault on this man would never see the light of court. Don't you know that if they had went to court, they would have exactly
that video would have been made public.
That video would have been made public.
It's supposed to be made public anyway.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's like Ayob said that they doctor those videos up, man. And so let's talk about a plea deal, right? Why do they come to you with plea deals? It costs the states money, and what we call, people who done been through the system a few times, we call it cranking it up, right? So you don't never really want to crank it up because if you crank it up and you lose, then you are now subject to a whole lot of time. So they'll come to you with a plea because they don't want to spend the money on the court, right? And that's an easy way for them to get free labor as well. You see what I'm saying? Right. So in my instance, in 94, when I left, I I caught a case previous and they gave me deferred adjudication, right? With that, on the contract, because all of this stuff is contracts, people, on the contract of my probation, it said that if I come back into these courts for anything, and I remember the judge specifically telling me anything, that's how he said it, for anything, that brother said that we could give you anywhere from 5 to 99 years because you took the deferred adjudication. So I caught another case shortly after that, right? I was done, right? Caught another case, went back. They came to me with a plea. Of course, I'm going to take the plea.
Absolutely.
Because I know if I crank it up and found guilty,
and go to trial,
guess what? I might have not seen another day on this side of the earth, right? So offering plea deals is not something that's uncommon. But what's uncommon is you offering this type of a plea deal. This is what the prosecutor said, He said, it's really hard to prosecute these guys. That's what he said. No, man, it was not have been hard to prosecute these guys. And they know it. And that's what they are afraid of. Because if that video is as gruesome as his attorneys say that it is, that would have been a done deal. Wow. We see what's happening to Fannie Mae. What's her name? Fannie.
I guess the true pronunciation is Fannie Willis, but I call her Fannie Mae. Mama call her Fannie Mae.
We're going to keep it as Fannie, right? We're going to keep it as Fannie. But this is the reason why this happened to Fannie Willis. Prosecutors, they never intended to put these guys in jail. Just understand that. They never intended for these guys to see the inside of a jail cell at all. Fannie Willis, her history, backstory. She used to be prosecuting attorney in the city of Baltimore. You know what she did? She brought the cops that killed Freddie Gray to justice. She lost, but she still did. So guess what she's paying for now? That. Don't you know that when she did that, they darn near ran her out of Baltimore? Why? Because she crossed that blue veil. You're not supposed to cross that blue veil. From the police to the captains to the mayor to the governor, they all got each other's back. And so they coming at her because she did her job. This guy in Harris County, he getting a pat on his back. Assault. You almost beat this man to an inch of his life. And the plea deal was you would never practice law enforcement in the state of Texas again. And charges will be dropped and they will be expunged.
Shameful. That's just, and here's the kicker. I want to read this in that article. It says, Crawford said, I have as much fear of the system now, actually, even more now than I had the night they jumped me. Now, check this out. Here is what I told Sheer. I had to stop reading the article when I seen it. Sims and Soretti didn't spend one day in jail, unlike Mr. Crawford, who was charged with felony assault on a public servant, Lewis said. Check this. For scratching the cop with his fingernail. Eventually, the charge against Crawford was dismissed. But they actually threw that dude in jail with his eyeballs popping out of his face, blood all over his face, choked, tased, beaten. They threw him in jail and actually charged him with felony assault for scratching the cop.
That's crazy, man.
When I seen that, I think I got so mad, I just put down my phone, man. I just laid there in bed looking up at the ceiling. Like, how can this be? How does that happen?
So I asked the question earlier when I first brought this story up, and I said, how many more times do we have to go through this? I just want to share something with you guys real quick that I found. There's a couple of pieces missing, but I felt this was worthy of showing. There's a lot more information in here. The website is interactivealjazeera.com if you want to go pull this up yourself and check it out. But these are individuals who have passed away at the hands of police officers. And it gives a whole little script about what they were doing.
Wow.
Man, the blood of Jacob is crying up to the Most High.
Tatiana Jefferson.
I've never heard of Aurora Rosa.
Yeah,
I don't know who she is, but apparently she died at the hands of police officers because her and her boyfriend got into an altercation. He called the police to come escort her out because she wouldn't leave, and the officers shot and killed her.
Wow. Stephen Clark. I was trying to remember his name. Both in Jean.
Mm-hmm.
Golly, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Freddie Gray.
Yeah, just go on and on, man. On and on.
There's a significant list in here. People that we know, the ones that we know, right? There's so many people in here I had not heard of.
Right.
That have not made it.
Rice.
Yep. Michael Brown.
Babies, man.
Man, Tamir Rice was 14 years old.
Yeah.
And you remember when they just got out the car to answer the question, shot him, and then locked his mama and his sisters up for being outraged about it. Locked them up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And Yamay is right. They prosecuted the Scorpion unit because they were black.
All black.
Because they was black.
How ironic is that?
Just like that cop that was in Minnesota that shot that white woman, and he was obviously scared.
Yeah. Now he feared for his life.
He feared for his life, and he shot that woman. And brother,
a crazy woman running down a dark alley, screaming, refusing to listen to commands, not stopping, not putting her hands up. Shoots her because he feared for his life, and he gets prosecuted.
He got prosecuted, man. And so, to answer your question, but not how long, until our big cousin come and get us.
That's
yeah.
Exactly.
And then you got to look at the ignorance that we keep doing too. I hate to keep bringing these names up, but they at the top of the cake right now. Look at Judah. We got Sexy Reg running around her doing the foolishness that she doing. Stuff like this is not helping our case, man. And then even within the nation of Israel, some of the stuff that we be arguing about that we shouldn't be arguing about, and the hatred and the jealousy that we be having towards each other, that stuff is not helping our case at all, man.
No, we can't get our house in order.
We can't get our house in order. So how in the world are we going to expect our enemy to stop treating us the way that they're treating us when we can't even get it right with Abba? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as you were talking about, the world leaders, Sexy Red, Cardi B, Lato. Then you think about Diddy and this new lawsuit from a male producer about Diddy and his son. And again, I went through the docket today, and again, TD Jakes is in the lawsuit.
Come on, man.
He's in there.
Come on, man.
As a
and I bet you still people in this church.
That's right. It's still people in this church, but you are now you was almost out of the news, sir.
Yep.
And now again, this lawsuit hit Tuesday morning. Guess what? You are named again. It ain't blotted out. It says TD Jakes. It ain't no alleged. It's in there. I read it.
Man, shoot that to the email. Okay, shoot that to the email. I want to read it.
After alleged shooting at the studio that was involving Justin and Christian Combs, that he hired TD Jakes to be some kind of to calm the noise and to be like a leader and a provider to him.
Right.
So that alone in itself is saying, bro, you was around.
Right.
Yeah.
This is one of our leaders.
Right.
This is one of our so-called leaders.
This is what I think about. Of all the people you could have gone and got, of all the people you could have reached out and touched and said, hey, can you come help? Can you come do this? That's who you chose to get. That's who you chose to go pick. And there's a reason he was selected. There is a reason they picked him.
There you go.
There's a reason he was the chosen one. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, and then with all that being said, y'all, to the audience, now you get why Lieutenant Governor Mark Richardson is saying what he's saying. It's like
right.
It's like we just keep giving them
making a case for him.
Right. Why be at a comedy roasting session and you're getting paid and going to get money for roasting somebody, and then you stop roasting while they're giving you material? You're going to keep going.
Right.
You're going to keep going.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
Come on, y'all. Like at some point inside the nation, we got to stop arguing about keeping feast days and not keeping feast days and what's the real name, and because again, the world is getting darker, and who is going to be the light? We just talked about this weekend. Who is going to be the light? They're going to look to us. And if we can't get our stuff together, how are we going to be looked at when it's time to be looked at?
That's right.
Correct.
That's right. That's right. We arguing over retard stuff, man. Like, you know. Hey man, we have better put on the cloak of a Mashiach. Do you understand me? We better learn how to love. We better learn how to come together. We better learn, because it's going to be us, man. We are going to have to carry. Look, I've been reading the testament of the 12 patriarchs, Judah and Levi. When you get up in there and you understand that Judah and Levi, it's our obligation to bring the nations together, not just the house of Israel, but the nations.
Right. That's why do you think Judah is the praisers? The tribe of Judah was the praisers. And if again, to land back off what you said, not to cut you off anything. If
you good.
We say, now we'll cliche say, oh, the Most High inhabits the praise. Well, if he lives in or inhabits the praise, and if the tribe of Judah or tribe of Yehuda is the praisers, then what do you think he's supposed to live and reside, y'all?
That's right.
We can't keep saying that amiss and just we the one that ushered in, and then Levi is the high priest. Come on.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
All right, I digress.
That's right. Nah, you good, brother. Say, look here, man. It hurts my heart to see this here, and this one thing that the Most High hates is that he hates injustice. He hates it. He hates it. He hates it. And this is a land that is full of injustice, man. And they cannot look. You got to think. I always try to put things in layman's terms. You got to think. How would it make you feel to see your kids getting bullied? To see put yourself in the Most High's position. How do you think it'll make you feel to see your kids getting bullied?
Right.
Look here, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. Sheil Yeshub Judah ain't seen the inside of a jail cell for serious stuff since 1997. But my kids, my wife, it'll get me there. You understand?
Yep.
I love them.
Yep.
What I'm saying is that I protect them at all costs. That's what I'm saying. And so you got to think that the Most High been watching his children being misused for a long time. So it's going to be a whole lot of anger that he is going to unleash on this place when he unleashes. Hey,
have to tell
I want to be on the right side.
Right. Have to tell you, like my papa used to do. All he could do was just.
You understand me?
I can't even whistle, but I land back there.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get out of here. It's been great. We love y'all. This is another episode of Truth Be Told Flex Podcast, episode 137. We got a special. Oh, let me put that out there. This Sunday, we will be broadcasting live. We're gonna put this one on the R&B hook. Right on
Hook podcast.
On the R&B hook. Podcast. Right. Truth Be Told Flex Podcast Extra. Y'all do not want to miss this. I'm telling you, do not miss this one. This one here is going to be a conversation starter. I can guarantee you that it's going to cause conversations within the nation. I like that. Them with bars.
All right.
I told y'all.
Hey, I better quit playing. Right.
Put you to work.
Let's go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate you, Aki. Hang around for 1 second when we over with, bro. All right, then go ahead.
Is being recalculated. Your destination is 1.5 miles away.
Come take a ride with us.
What you know about top down in the Mustang, going about a $150 on the highway, in the fast lane, in the fast lane.
Okay.
What you know about just driving down the interstate, no destination in my way, in the fast lane.
Hey, I'll give him a yes if you ready.
In the fast lane.
Yes. Moving, cruising, trying to stay in my lane. Bye-bye to Mary Jane. Oh, wow, how life changed for the better. Had to change gears cause I kept reversing back to my old ways, looking for the cheddar. I'm still chilling in the hood like an engine, but I'm just planting seeds trying to help the youth have a great beginning. Instead of getting drunk and spinning like some chrome rims, they need help. It's to the point they can't phone friends. Without the peer pressure up in this dark world, we need high beams, don't get hit like a deer or squirrel. Through Christ we all can make it, just let him take the wheel. You feeling sleepy, don't crash, then go through the windshield. We love the fast lane, but sometimes gotta take it slow. You hear them 12s in the back, your trunk about to blow. My tank full, cause my cup is always overflowing. I master gas in the fast lane, you see me rolling.
Top down in the Mustang, going about a $150 on the highway, in the fast lane.
Riding with the team.
In the fast lane. What you know about just driving down the interstate, no destination in my way, in the fast lane. In the fast lane.
Sometimes when I be riding, I just pray to the Father, grateful to be chasing him instead of chasing the dollar. Cause this world is full of sharks as I be facing piranhas. I'm all about shalom, so I drive away from the drama. My eyes on the road, the Ruach gives a clear view, leaving all the sin in my past in my rear view. Spreading this word to anybody who will seek help. And since I got the Torah, I don't really need a seatbelt. A student of the word, learning as I read. A servant of a higher, he supplies my every need. On the righteous journey, Messiah navigation. I just put the whip in gear, cause I know he my destination. It's liberating to break bread on the road. Everybody sharing strips, we all part of the fold. Iron sharpening iron, metal grinding, doing 90 on Abba's highway, and in this lane is where you'll find me.
You know about top down in the Mustang, going about a $150 on the highway.